Hey guys, Pam Neighbors here again. It's another weekend and I'm back in my kitchen looking at a couple of things to do here and was thinking about some of the events of the week, some of the things that students have asked me. Sorry I keep showing up like a slob, but I get tired of dressing up every single day of the week to go to work on my weekends. I really am kind of a slob. So you guys get to see me in my rare form, in my favorite sweats and my hair pulled back in a ponytail. But and so again, it's the weekend and I'm cooking for friends who are coming over, and I just was having my thoughts about a couple of things that popped up this week. So thought I'd share that with you while I'm rolling this out. Today I'm making an old-fashioned apple pie, and I don't know why I correlate things to cooking, but it's because I love it so much, I guess. And so, you know, of course, everybody's trying to cut their carbs, so I'll just justify a pie by saying if you do one crust, it's a lot less carbs. Still gonna have the apples. I'm gonna cut the sugar. I'm not into really sweet pies. I am into tart pies. So this is one of my favorites. I call it Grandma's Real Quick Homemade Apple Pie, old-fashioned apple pie actually, because it has one crust. Doesn't take very long to put it together. Throw it in the oven. It always tastes freaking fabulous. What made me think of this today was that students are always asking me about keys to success. And I hear people talking about this or that, and I know we probably have talked about this on this forum before, but it keeps coming up, and it kind of blows me away that so many people think that the key to being a good artist is knowing you know, what needle or what machine. That's really not what makes us successful. You know, what makes us successful is practice, 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 practice. And I was thinking about the ingredients to success, and I was thinking about this pie. You know, there are certain things that really are key elements to making us successful. And I know that there's a lot of different pie recipes out there. Everybody's got their favorite. No right way, no wrong way. Just pick a way and do it. That's everybody's friend always told me. He said, there's 1,000 ways to do something. You just pick the one you like and do it well. I thought, wow, that really rang home with me, because I thought there was a lot of wisdom in that statement. And there's something that I've learned about apple pies. Sugar, apples, I have my favorite apples. I think the best pie in the world is made out of a Granny Smith apple pie. My grandma raised several different types of apples. We had a big farm, and my grandma raised several different types of apples, but the ones she called pie apples, they were so tart that if you ate them, even when they're ripe, one eye had to close. They were so sour, holy mackerel. But they were crisp and they were firm, and they were really the good foundation of a great pie. So, I've always used a pie like that. I'm funny about texture. I don't like mushy stuff. It's kind of the same thing in our business. When we're doing scalp, I feel like, the ingredients are important. You can't use crappy needles, and you can't use shoddy pigments. But again, a great artist can take about anything and make it work. At the same time, I can give a brand new person that's not put any time in practicing, I can give them the best needles and the best pigments, and they can't turn out a really nice scalp job. They can't, they can't design. They have to have that vision to see that hairline. They have to have that vision to see that highlighting and shading, that, that dense, that depth that we create, the way we lay those pigments in the skin. So I was just kind of correlating that to when I'm making a pie. Yeah, there's those key ingredients that's really important, and I will tell you the secret. To me, getting off topic, making a great pie is you got to put salt and you got to put butter in it, because I don't like something too sweet. I prefer a tart pie, but I want it tart, but I want it rich, and rich comes from butter, right? Hang on one second here. I gotta wash this stuff off my hands. So I'm going to share this with you. This is one of those secrets that I'm just like not the slightest bit afraid to share with somebody. When I make a pie, I put a lot of butter in it. I put it right in the apples themselves. And when I made this, any of those, I mean, this is about as basic as it gets. I think this is like my my favorite Betty Crocker cookbook that I got when I was 9 years old from my grandma, bless her heart. And I've had it ever since, but this recipe, I've modified it out a little bit. So if you want it, you can have it. It's nothing amazing and wonderful. It's just the one that works for me, and I always put a ton of butter in it. And then I throw in a tablespoon, well, on a little one like this is for, I'm just making this because I'm having a small group of guests tonight, so there's just 3 of us. So I'm not going to make a great big one, because guess what? That means I get to eat it when they leave, and that's not going to happen. So I'd probably say in this little 9x9 casserole dish size deep dish pie, I put about a tablespoon of salt. And I'm going to put in about, I think we just did like 3 or 4 tablespoons of butter, because that's what's going to make it rich and make it awesome. And I got this great new pastry board for Christmas from my boyfriend, who is a very smart man. Get me the tools I need and I will make pies for you. I was sick and tired of having to deal with it sticking to my countertop no matter how much I dust it. So he got me this great new pastry board. Oh my gosh, what a joy. So when I'm making a pie like this, like I said, that secret ingredient, that's to me, I couple that to be just, you know, what's your secret sauce when you, sorry, I'm moving out of screen here because I don't have anybody helping me film. What is your secret sauce when you're doing a scalp treatment? You know, what is that secret that you do on a hairline, or what is that secret you do to get that depth and dimension? You know, those are the things that make us, those are the things that identify us. We're all artists, and what we do is art, and so we're all a little bit different. I don't believe there's really a wrong way if it works for you, as long as it's safe and as long as it's sanitary. I don't believe that there's really a right or a wrong way. I just believe that you take good quality ingredients and you practice and you practice and you practice. I've made this pie 1,000,000 times. I could do it with my eyes closed. And I know how it's going to come out because I know those things that make it great. So what if I'm off on the flour a little bit, or if I'm off on, you know, the apples a little bit? You know, butter and salt goes a long way, and I know it's going to come out. But that's because I've done it so many times. I don't have to measure to the last iota to get it to come out right. When we're doing a head, it's kind of the same way. You know, you practice and you practice and you practice. And you know the things that are important, and you know the secret ingredients, and you just go with it. You know, people want to say that it's like exactly this much pigment or exactly that kind of needle. That's really not what makes you a great artist. What makes you a great artist is doing it over and over and over. So it comes back to, you know, it's 1,000 ways to do something. Pick the one that works for you and stay at it until you perfect it, and it'll always come out perfect, just like this pie. So we're going to set this guy. I put these babies in at 425. Won't take me very long. I need to put a couple of slices in here so that I don't have a catastrophe in my oven, because I hate cleaning my oven and I can't stand to have it icky. But yeah, that baby's gonna go in. It'll be ready. Not too long. Again, practice makes perfect. There's no substitution for taking the time to do something over and over and over. That's what makes you good. So those of you that are new starting out, don't get frustrated. Stay with it. Reach out for help when you need it. Don't be afraid to try new things within certain parameters, but practice it and practice it and practice it and practice it over and over. That's what makes you a great artist. That's what's going to ensure that you're going to have success to your treatments. And like I said, when at the end of the day, come home and make a pie. Thanks for joining me. Keys to success.